ever inspired you. All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Melody McAllister. Thank you so much for joining us live today. Whether you're streaming in through Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, we are so grateful that you're here. And today I have a book chat that's very special because I have two amazing women, Dr. Marialice Curran and Eugenia Tamez. And I have to say everything slowly because what we're talking about today, we don't want to say fast. Sorry, inside joke. But they have this wonderful book, ladies. Will you hold it up? It's called the DigCitKids. And it is all
and in Spanish.
Both versions.
Yes. And it's so special because as you know, I am logistics manager for EduMatch Publishing. So this is near dear to our heart and our community. DigCitKids was one of the earliest books, and then it was translated. And also, Eugenia just translated within this last year, The One Drop of Kindness for Jeff Kubiak, which I had on a few weeks ago. So this is such a special moment, and we have so much to talk about. It's just a very appropriate and relevant subject of what we're talking about today. But I'm gonna shut up, okay? And I'm going to first ask. I'm going to first ask Dr. Marialice if she would please introduce herself and tell us all about your background.
Okay, so I'm Marialice Curran. I happen to be located in Connecticut, although if you ever meet me in person, I am the first to say I live in Connecticut. I'm from Boston. That's just, a little side note there. And my teaching career started as a middle school teacher. And I've been a middle school teacher, a middle school principal, I actually was in higher education for a teacher prep program. And I had originally been hired to build up a middle school program here in Connecticut. And then the state of Connecticut eliminated the middle school license. And I swear to you, anybody that is a middle school person will appreciate this. Change is synonymous when you work with young adolescents. So the only reason why I was comfortable, having to shift my whole, teaching perspective in higher education was because I was a middle school person, because I love young adolescents. So I went from building that program up at the graduate level to then being the faculty member on record for the ed tech program, both at the graduate and the undergraduate level. And I'm self-taught that, my specialty is, adolescent development. And so I certainly was going in that direction for young adolescents in middle school, but I had to expand my repertoire. And at the time, I was a relatively new mother. And so DigCitKids really started as I was making that shift in higher education, and also as a mom with a toddler, in elementary school and learning side by side. And so that's really, I was a faculty member for 10 years. And when I left higher education, I left to actually start the DigCit Institute because of just this unbelievable response to these DigCit summits that were happening around the world. And so that's kind of my summary of how I got to where I am today. But a lot of credit goes back to middle school.
Yes, I agree. And I love that age group as well. And I think it takes very special people to be able to really get into the lives of middle schoolers and really relate with them and to care about them. So kudos to you. Yes. Thank you. And our next author, our guest author is Miss Eugenia Tamez. Please tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, well, I'm from Monterrey, Mexico. Saludos a todos los que hablan español. How I get into here. So, well, I was working as a coach on EdTech at my kids' school. I have 3 adolescents now, but when they were younger, our school principal reached me and he told me, okay, I need to include more apps. I need to include technology on high school students. So can you help me on that? I say, yes, let's do that. So I started researching and getting into courses and everything. And that's when I stopped and take a look at one word that really hit me, and that was digital citizenship. So I started studying and getting into the topic, and went directly with Jason Aller on Alaska on his MOOCs to learn more about this, because I really think that if a school was going to include apps, technology, and something new for students as well, for teachers, digital citizenship had to be included on the program. That was way before on 2012. So since then, I've been like working with the Institute. I've been giving workshops, I've been giving talks about all this. So I'm really excited to join Marialice on this journey and bring the DigCitKids book to Spanish.
That's awesome.
I have to say our common denominator is Jason Oler, and I think that makes it extra special. Like I all this entire journey, it will go back to Jason Oler, and the fact that you hosted a DigCit summit in Mexico and
Right.
Jason joined us. I mean, it's like we've gone full circle, connecting all these dots. It's really important.
Right. It's been a long journey, but it has been fun, and it bringing that summit into Mexico, it was totally a complete change. It was a total impact, as we talk, because nobody here talks about digital citizenship.
Wow.
Well, it means so many different things to so many different people. I mean, you could get so many different definitions of digital citizenship. And so I feel like the journey that we've been on is really specific, it's unique, and people have self-selected to say, I want to be a part of it, which is really exciting.
Right.
And you both bring up a good point, and I want you to talk about this because it kind of is relatively new. Like, we're in this, for a few years, but what about the person who's watching? There's like, what is digital citizenship? Because I really still feel like there's a lot of people that don't understand what digital citizenship is. So when you talk about this project and this book that you've created, can you tell, like, for those people who've never heard of this, can you tell us a little bit more about that too?
Well, Eugenia, I generally don't ever lead with, I work with school communities around the world around digital citizenship, because generally speaking, people can have that in the e-safety conversation, and we have extended it beyond e-safety. I mean, of course, we need to help and ensure that everybody's safe online, but we can't have the conversation start and end there. And unfortunately, right. I feel like digital citizenship, the term, in some ways has been hijacked in just the e-safety space. And so I generally say I work with school communities around the world on how to use technology for good. Or I recently was talking about digital sportsmanship, and 100% people are like, oh, I know exactly what that means. If I say digital citizenship, it's not a guarantee anybody knows what I mean. How about, would you agree with that, Eugenia?
Yes, totally. And I'm going to add this special block in Spanish. Para mí la ciudadanía digital es una forma de vida. It's a way of life. It's like having different lenses, tener otros ojos con los que ves la tecnología. En cuanto tú tomas un dispositivo o en cuanto tú traes tu teléfono, ya traes implícito una manera de actuar. All your actions have a reaction using technology. And yes, we use also cyber civics, and we use also civismo digital in Spanish, but it's way more than that. It's not just only prevent risks. It's only what are you going to do to make internet a better place for everyone.
Yeah, so it's being safe, but then you add another layer about, how you are solving real problems and creating solutions and ultimately becoming a force for good. I mean, it's an actionable item. I mean, it's something that we need to do no matter how young you are or how old you are. This isn't just what our young students should be doing in school. It's what we should be doing at home. And then hopefully the parents go, oh, this isn't just what my child or teen should be doing at school. I have a responsibility when I go to work. And so it really has that community, layers of community approach that we're all working together. And it's about humanizing the person sitting next to you. Because if you can't do that, then you're never going to be able to apply that to people around the world or someone across the screen. And so I think that that's really what makes our approach different.
Mm-hmm. And so Your book is special though, because I totally agree that digital citizenship is a responsibility for all of us, and our kids are always looking at everything that we do. So no matter what we say to them, that doesn't matter as much as what we are doing right in front of them. And
Right.
so when you wrote this book, it is for like young people, correct?
You know, it's intended for, it's not a how-to book. It's vignettes, it's stories. It's like really the art of storytelling. And so in the beginning, we tell our mother and son story. So when I was a faculty member and, you know, my son was in elementary school, you know, you're not supposed to be on social media until you're 13 years old, right? That's just a lot of, I mean, I know a lot of times they'll change the birthday to lie so they can get onto that app. But just like if you were going to get the keys to the car, you have to take driver's ed. And so at the time, I felt like this was a wonderful opportunity to learn side by side. So our book is really about, this isn't about the technology. This is your willingness and a disposition to say, I want to be a learner, and I'm going to learn alongside, whether it's my child, my teen, my colleague, my parent. I mean, it really, but the first part is our story as a mother and son and how we did this. And I even, before you think about keys to a car, let's think about learning how to ride a bike. When you're trying to learn how to ride a bike, someone is holding the back of the seat and you are figuring out how to balance. And so we had a mother and son account. We blogged together. We presented together. And, you know, when he was 13, when he turned 13, he's turning 14 actually this weekend. Are you going to make mistakes? Amen. You're going to make mistakes. You're 13. You're supposed to make mistakes. But I was thinking all along that what we did early on, he'd be a little bit more mindful about, you know, choices and actions that he was making online. Of course, you're going to make mistakes when you're an adolescent. That's what being an adolescent is all about. And so we told our story, but then we invited other people literally around the world to be contributing authors to share how they learn side by side so that we could kind of make this a universal theme. And that you would read this and you would say, oh, I'm doing something similar, or, oh, we're doing this, but I hadn't thought that we could do that. And so that's really what the book, and not only did Eugenia translate this in Spanish, she's a contributing author as well. And then we have contributing authors from around the world that joined us with a variety of different ways that they use technology for good in their communities. Right.
It's like having a special approach on different levels, at home, with your students, with your kids. It's a complete way to include digital citizenship in all levels. So it's like very practical. It's like everyday life examples where you don't have to learn something, or you don't have to be tech savvy to use technology and to include digital citizenship in everyday's life.
You know, and I would say, like, even right now, more so than anything, this is a book where we're in like unprecedented times. Right. And, you know, you don't have to be tech savvy. You just have to be willing to say, listen, I want to learn with you. Like whether, and I even think about the grandparents, right? Right. And the special people that we have in our lives that are going to need that, how to download music, how to go grocery shopping online, how to make a FaceTime call to our loved ones. I mean, now more than ever, this is the opportunity to embrace this and be willing to learn side by side, to empower others to make a real difference in their own community. And I know, Eugenia, we talk a lot about local, global, and digital communities, you know, and that's really what the DigCitKids book is all about.
Yeah, closing the gap among generations.
I love that. And Eugenia, what is your chapter? You're a contributor to this book. Can you give us a little preview about your chapter?
Sure. My chapter is number 14. And I talk about this experience I had trying to introduce digital citizenship in the school that I talked to you at the beginning of this session. And it was like a total rejection. It was, okay, so I don't have the time to include this on our program, or I don't have the time to tell teachers what they need to teach. I don't have the time to develop a new subject. So, no, digital citizenship is not going to be included around this school. So, but then problems came when students start using their iPads or when students start to use more technology at school. So it was like, okay, they opened up the door, but it was not complete because they didn't have this kind of information. And I was trying to introduce that topic not only as a single subject. I was trying to open up a conversation that if you are a math teacher, you can teach digital citizenship on your math class, or geography, social studies. Any subject can be included with digital citizenship. So those examples also are coming on our book, because we have like open classrooms from Australia, and we have examples of students teaching digital citizenship to teachers and to principals. So that's the best about this book. You don't have to be an expert on this subject to share it out and to do something do something for good.
You know, Eugenia, it's like, this is like, the whole book is about how to embed these like ideas and skill sets and habits, more so than it's one more thing that anybody needs to do, whether that's in school or at home or at work. And I think that that's the important part, is that I feel like, and Eugenia, I think you'll agree, this should be the foundation to absolutely anything that we're doing, no matter what grade, no matter what age, no matter what your subject matter might be. If we lead with this, because early on when I was a faculty member, we were giving out the technology and nobody had a plan. And so that can happen right now. And this is the part where we really harness the power in a positive way around using technology for good.
Right, definitely.
Okay. So as I'm hearing you talk and speak, I'm just wondering, like, do you think that you're going to do another, like a volume 2 on this? Because, there's even more. Have you considered that?
I know
I'm asking on the spot. I'm just saying.
Well, now we're in like new unprecedented times. So it would be a different, everybody's in it now. Oh, yay! That's one of our contributing authors. I love it, from Canada.
Hey!
But India, and she tells the most amazing story with her 2 children that are so committed to the SDGs and the Sustainable Development Goals, and both have created these nonprofits. The work that they're doing, and as a mom, what she's doing at home, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yes. I'm glad that she's joining us.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. And she says, digital citizenship is now new normal. Thanks for creating this wonderful book and capturing wonderful stories across the world. That's so cool. This is great. And that kind of takes us naturally into the next question. But what is the importance? Like, why did you decide to have it translated? What's the importance of you both working together?
I think that reaching more people around the globe, because everyone uses technology. So why don't have it in 2 languages? We can have it in many languages, but we were working together, and Marialice said, okay, let's do this. We have to do this. We have now our material, so let's share it up in both languages. That was the best thing to do.
And last year, when we put on our DigCit Summit, this was pre-COVID. So last October, we hosted our 5th annual DigCit Summit online for 5 days. And we connected classrooms, we shared DigCit Impact Talks, and we hosted, with EduMatch, we hosted panel discussions in the evening. So we had something that was going on at different hours throughout those 5 days. And on Wednesday, everything that we did was in Spanish. And I don't know any Spanish, but I joined, and I was practically like in tears. I didn't know what anybody was saying, but the fact that we were inviting Spanish-speaking communities into this critical conversation, and Eugenia, like, headquarters on Wednesday was in Monterrey, Mexico. Like, that was powerful. And the feedback that we got, the feedback last year was people were hungry for more content. And so I feel like this journey would not be the same without Eugenia. And I feel like we're in Voxer all the time, back and forth with each other on a daily basis, working with school communities to really start to change that narrative. And what we do is we provide professional development that's personalized. It's not a one size fits all. It can't be when it comes to technology. Everybody has different starting point. You need to meet people where they are and move them forward. And so for an entire school community, it's for the educators, it's for the students, it's for the administrators, it's for the staff, it's for the parents, it's to invite the outside community to come and learn together, just like the book, side by side.
Yes,
I love that.
Totally. And you know what? As more you share all these things that we are working on, more people wants to join. And something happened with me today, and I have to say it. Brazil is joining DigCit Summit 2020, and they want to share contents in Portuguese because no one in Brazil is talking about this. So they told me, okay, I need to join this summit, and I need to join Marialice and you to take this conversation to all Brazil. So let's start on firing up things up around here also.
All right. I love the passion that is just exuding from both of you. So let's just get into our next question. But what is the DigCit Summit and what is it happening? I'm going to share my screen so others can see and you can tell, all about it. So let me share my screen really quick. All right.
Well, I can tell you as you're starting to share your screen, we decided we took last year it was 5 days. And at the end, right, Eugenia, we were like, and Sarah, yes. It was actually the three of us at the end of the 5 weeks, and Jamie Donnelly, who helped run the tech in the background. We were like, let's never do a 5-day conference that goes, during the day and into the evening. We won't ever do that again. And so I don't know who talked us into 24 hours, but we are 24 hours. And I think that I'm so excited because right now we have 32 countries registered. And so if you go to our website, DigCitInstitute.com, you'll see the confirmed speakers. We've got visuals down below, and you also can register. We're going to be going on using the platform Beluga. If you keep scrolling down, you'll see that will scroll with our speakers. I can tell you that is a 4 a.m. session. And that 4 a.m.
Did I go too far?
You went too far, but that's okay.
Oh, wow. I did.
Just for the speakers.
You said it. All right, here we go. Here's our speakers. Ooh, Team Nigeria.
Team Nigeria, we're waiting for their details, but I can tell you that 4 a.m. one because I saw Mary Jallin, and she's one of the contributing authors from Scotland. She's collaborating with an organization in Australia, and one of the reason I am even in digital citizenship, she was a graduate student of mine. I'd love to give a shout out to Tracy Mercier here in Connecticut. We started her students, her elementary students are the reason why I'm even connected. But the three of them are using an augmented reality app called Narrator AR, which is about early literacy and this collaboration between three different preschool kindergarten students in 3 different countries is just extraordinary. But you'll see that this is all the speakers that are confirmed. We'll have a schedule embedded in there, but this is a youth panel with Jen Williams that will be happening. If you can scroll up just a little bit, you can see the flags.
Yes.
Sorry, down. On, okay. Yeah, for the students on that were, it's just, here's a wonderful session out of Canada, Classroom Connection. This will be a session, Eugenia, in Spanish, a very good friend, Maria Zambla, who's hosted many DigCit summits in Spain.
So yes, the most important thing to notice here is that many countries are included, and Latin America is going to be present. Right now we have Argentina, we have Mexico, we have Colombia, and now we have Brazil. So it's totally awesome.
Yeah, and
yeah, I love that.
It's intended that for the 24 hours, it's like an open house. You can come in, you can, jump into a session when if you were in a classroom, I literally would have this going on, or a media center, I'd literally have it going on the entire time. But, you can come in and come out, and it will be live, and then you'll also be able to go back and revisit. But this is an incredible example about learning about the world with the world, which is really the premise behind DigCitKids. Because when my son in the beginning was talking about learning, he was like, how are you supposed to learn about the world if you can't learn with the world? And this is what our summit is all about. And this is the 6th annual. And here's our Mandy, another EduMatcher. Yes. I just got to talk to Dean. Dean has an unbelievable global act aloud that we're going to try to help amplify because he wants to have that actually happen in 2021. And if we can get these 32 countries, and hopefully more countries will join us to want to be involved, that's a perfect example about how to use tech for good.
Yes, I love it. I'm so excited for this. Do you want me to like show another part of the screen? I feel like I did you wrong.
Or if you wanted to go back up, I mean, this is intended for all ages.
Back up. Am I going the right direction?
You're going, yep, perfect. Yeah. It's intended for all ages, all time zones, all languages. And I mean, we're just connecting for 24 hours to model how to use tech for good at school, home, play, and work. And there's another tab but that, like, I'm putting everything on the homepage. That's okay. Really.
I was going to say, I can go to any of these up here if you want me to. I love this.
If you go,
I absolutely love this. I love your website. I love all the flags. I love seeing all the beautiful people and the diversity that's here. Like, this is amazing. I love seeing so many people that I already, learned from. And then I know that, like, I'm in. I need to register because I'm in. So thank you for this. I'm so excited.
Well, I can tell you, for anybody that's watching us, we have classrooms that are presenting and they are looking for other classrooms. Like last year, what happened? I mean, I know it's difficult this year because of what's happening.
COVID.
Last year, we had classrooms joining classrooms, and some were elementary and some were high school, but they were both teaching each other and inspiring, empowering. And one might be sharing about how they blog, and the other was talking about how they podcast. But it was always with that underlying message about using technology for good. So, check out our website. If there are classrooms that your classroom is like, yes, like I can tell you, Noah Daniels in Canada at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, her 8th graders are going to be talking about visual literacy through Instagram. And she would love to have another classroom join, and her 8th graders would teach the lesson. And so at such a late date, no pressure on another classroom to have to present, but to join and be an authentic audience would be fabulous.
Oh, I love that. Is it okay if I stop sharing really quick, or is there?
Yeah.
Okay. I miss your faces, so I'm gonna. Oh, wait.
And I feel like if there was anything, we should share. Like, we're using the hashtag DigCitSummit.
Yes.
And use tech for good. Number 4. Use tech for good. Those are the 2 that we're using.
I love that. I'm so excited, and we have some comments coming in. I didn't even realize that. So let's see what others are saying. Ooh, all right, Marine.
Oh,
so nice wonderful. To see how far you.
Hi, Maureen. That's so wonderful.
Oh, and I love this. And then Akis Muhammad says, "Very impressive issue. Thank you so much for joining." Is this another friend?
Or no, somebody. No. I hope that
thank you. Us. Yes. I do too. So thank you so much for watching. We are getting close to the end, and I want to respect everybody's time. But so this is a free summit. Like you said, any age can be a part of this. It's 24 hours, so it can be anywhere in the world. You're going to find something that's going to be able to connect with you where you are in your life. So this is basically for everyone. Like, you're inviting everybody right now. The party is for you.
Yes.
Teachers, students, parents, whoever wants to join us, you can come in.
We have one session starting at 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in Arabic. I'm really excited about that.
Wow.
We just confirmed a classroom in Nigeria that will be using Nigerian Sign Language, which is different than American Sign Language. We have another session with Deaf Kids Code. So, I mean, please, we are inviting you. We want to learn side by side with you. That's it.
And I saw, yes, so it's all abilities, like literally, like you have been so intentional about being inclusive to everybody, and that's everything, including time. I mean, I think about time zones all the time, and this is 24 hours. This is for everybody, wherever you are in the world, you are invited. It's October 14th, and you just need to go to okay, let me say, I put it on the bottom, but you can say it out loud.
I'll say it, DigCitInstitute.com.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that slowly.
Practice makes an expert.
Yes. Well, this has been such a great time visiting with both of you today. I am so honored. I can't wait to get my hands on this book and be a part of the summit. I'm in. I'm going to have my kids with me. I mean, I can do this. I've got the freedom. So we're going to be joining and registering. And I hope those of you who are watching, you will too. And I just want to say thank you to both of you, and thank you to everybody wherever you are watching, whether it's now or after we're done being live. We appreciate your time and hope that you'll join us too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And any last words that you want to leave, like any thoughts that you have that you want to say before we go?
Can I just say that we love Sarah Thomas and the EduMatch community?
Yes, they're the best.
And thank you for believing in our vision and being part of our entire journey.
Yes, thank you for being all along the way, and we're having so much fun.
Yes, I want to double all that times infinity. Sarah, thank you so much for bringing us all together and creating a space for global connections. We appreciate everything you do. And with that, everybody have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.